together because we have a lot. Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
You hear
perfect.
me fine?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it should post now. The Twitter should be alive, and I got the YouTube thing, and I'm just gonna put it in Discords and get going. But okay, I was finishing up work and I got a call at 4:44, and I was like, oh my god, I was just turning off the freaking thing. Okay. So, and then I just needed to get everything set up. I almost had everything ready, but not quite. Okay. And here, I'm going to post in a bunch of things. Yeah, I did that show with, what's their name? Oh my God, the Badge Bros. And that was really, really well. And it was like, I literally was like, oh, I think the site's going to be free at 5. And they pulled it up.
Part of it.
Like, yeah. And then they like, oh, there it is. I'm like, never mind. It's just good right now. Like, let's go. So they were really excited about it. They thought it was cool. So, oh my God, I could just get Discord to work. That'd be great. I'm about to just give up on my computer. My computer and
me
Discord.
like after your.
Yeah, no, they're great. I mean, they mainly don't do. I don't want to say they. Some of them like hockey, and some of them are just sort of like let's go. I'm in on it. So okay, hold on. Let me post.
Right.
I just want to get this out there for everyone to see. If I could just copy the link, that'd be great. For some reason, I'm buying a new laptop, by the way. And this one works okay, but I gotta do it. Gotta do it. Because mine is just not working well. That's one is interested. But yeah, I want to run through everything because I got a ton of questions. Like people are like, this is a great, I love everything, but I want some explanation. So I'm like, oh man, do I have the perfect thing for you? And this is recorded, so I'll repost it after. I had a few people that were like, I'm not sure if I can get to this today, like right now. And I'm like, that's okay. That is fine. Just let me just post this here. That'll probably be good. I don't need to post it everywhere. I'm sure if people want to find it, they will find it. But yeah, so this is huge. It's a big slate. There's so many things. I'm just going to start sharing my screen now because I have quite a few things up. So let's start. We'll start probably from your site and go forward once I get my screen to share. I plugged into the Ethernet and it's working a lot better, but it's false hope because I know my laptop is pretty much shot. And it's one of those things where like I don't know why I don't just commit to the bit. Like I win all this money and I'm just like, I need one thing and I just don't buy the one thing. Okay. So yeah, I pulled up. This is just my 10-day. I didn't even get all the teams in there yet, but the 10-day script. But let's pull up PuckLuck. Let's go with let's start from here. Let's start from here once this loads. Because I really think that this is like the biggest selling point. I think like the simplest, biggest selling point though. Like this page is one of the cleanest things I've ever seen. Like I absolutely I smashed the like button. Thank you. But this is like the way this has come together. I just want to commend you because this is like the cleanest view of anything you get. Like and Daily Faceoff's great, right? They do a good job. This is like 10 times better. Like this is so cool.
I tried to design something better than theirs because I was just like, and it doesn't give you all the information.
So what I'm doing here, hold on, oh man, I have to post it. But so this is essentially, again, projected saves, which I think this mainly agrees with what me and Matt have for more of Corsi and whatnot. I was wondering what you had for Hellebuck. That was one guy I was wondering if you had a high save projection. That's not quite as high as we have, but that's okay. We have him a little bit higher. We had him a little bit higher, and I think we had Thompson a little bit higher, but that's okay. Okay, but yeah, this right here, I think is like, especially for underdog slips, like this should be like the first thing you look at once everything's posted. But this right here, I mean, this is an easy page to go over. But just from like
it's a free page too. It's always free. So
always free. Okay, so yeah. I mean, I don't think this page requires a massive amount of explanation, but I just did want to start here because I really do think if you're someone that just wants a very basic checkpoint and you're not, maybe you're, a small time bettor, you just want to look at something to give you like just any amount of knowledge. This is like the simplest way of doing things is just actually giving you the exact projection, kind of expected goals against, or well, I guess this is probably factoring in more than just expected goals against, but I really like just can't get over how much I love this page. So you're walking with, if there's anyone that's just like, I just want to know like, where as an over-under bet? Like, where might be an edge in any capacity? Like, double check your heuristics. And this isn't saying like every single one of these is going to be accurate, or every one of these means that you need to bet the money line. Like, doesn't mean you have to bet the Rangers money line. Doesn't mean you have to bet, like it really does get your process started very well. It gets you a really good, just holistic view on the entire slate, looking at the goalies, looking at the projected goals, and really the saves, which is like, there's so much value on those in Underdog that it is kind of getting ridiculous. I really think that's like, I know that's where you have been really pivoting most of your stuff to. And a lot of times we agree. And then those are my favorite picks to play. But I really do think like these projected saves are coming out incredibly well, like very close.
For sure.
And
that's the thing too, DJ, is that these like projected saves are easier to project than just shots on goal, because more volatile and smaller numbers that you're dealing with. So in a broader sense, when you have teams that you can predict how much they shoot the puck and how much they will control play, it's easier for that. And then our underdog play of the day is up 8 units right now, which is returning over 44% on investment.
So yeah, you can.
And we've been going with goalie saves most of the time.
Can you? I don't even know, because I never really look on here. Can you even just like do goalie only? That would be really nice, but I don't think you can.
You can. I usually just scroll down to like games and see.
But this is one thing that I just every single day. Like, I feel like you just got to look at it, and it doesn't mean you have to. Again, like, it's not like it's absolutely perfect. Like, I think Comrie likely will have over 21 saves, but I don't even think it's that far off on any of these. I do think it might be giving a little bit less, to a team like Arizona that's truly pitiful, but man, maybe it's justified. It's hard to know for sure. But I do think that they're like, this is where Underdog, I think, leaves maybe the biggest amount of projectable edge. Like, it's not like they leave the biggest amount of Vegas implied edge, but then again, Vegas is also leaving quite a bit of edge on the table with these projected saves. And I don't go to them enough. And I really, I say this all the time, and sometimes I am a little bit guilty of just not playing the absolute best prop in a game, where I get very pigeonholed on, these are my shot props. And I talk about, don't do that. It's a bad heuristic. It's a bad thing to follow. Like, this right here will show you edge that you might not be considering. And instead of saying like, I'm only doing shot on goal parlays, a save prop might just be a better in a vacuum bet for that game. And I just, I'll let you say anything on this page first, and then we can go game by game from here, and we'll kind of just go back and forth through a bunch of things. But is there anything you want to say about this page in general?
Well, I will just say, so like, it gives you an idea. Obviously, it's showing the projected goals, so the goals against. So it gives you an idea of where the goalies are with the amount of saves that they'll make, the amount that they'll probably let in. And then it shows the GSAX per 60, which is goals saved above expected per 60. And that number is on this page basically just to tell you how good that goalie is projected to be at this moment. So you go up and down the list, and there's some names you recognize and some that are less recognizable, some backups that are good and some starters that are bad based off that number. But it's all built into this projection model that gives you these projected goals against. So it just gives you an idea of how these goalies are actually performing.
Yeah, and it is one of those things where, on the other hand, I do think for DFS people that are in here, and I'm sure there's plenty of them, this is a really good tool as well to just say, okay, I faded Buffalo. They might be one of the most owned plays on the night in this lineup. And again, like, I know, again, there's a few different, theories on this. Like, I am someone that I don't mind building 10 lineups and having multiple lineups that will fail if one succeeds, because I'm going for 50K. Some people don't build that way. Some people build 10 lineups and they want all of them to fail or all of them to succeed. But if you do fade Buffalo, Mitch Velka could be a very good play. Like, this expected goals number, if it goes under, 2 under this, if he only lets in 1 or 2 and gets 33, 34 saves, hopefully 35 on DraftKings, you're going to be setting yourself apart. So I almost always take a goalie that I project to have over 30 saves. It's really not even a question to me. Like, there's a 0% chance I play Comrie tonight. I just have no interest. There's no way, in my opinion, on an 11 game slate, he has the upside to get there. So when people ask me about goalies, I often
the only way is if he got shut out.
Yeah, the only way is a shutout, and that is like,
that's literally the only way. And when I do the projections for DraftKings every single day, it takes into account, the projected win percentage, projected shutout percentage, and the goalie saves. And ultimately, what's going to matter the most are the saves. You need the volume to get the points. So, yeah, you're right there.
So to me, I think you're doing yourself a very big disservice on 11 game slate if you're just taking, especially a guy like Comrie. I mean, I would almost argue Martin Jones, who I think might be also a bit popular. I do have Seattle as being a very good at controlling Corsi in this game. I could make the case that he might not be quite as high owned, but I honestly I don't like to project ownership for goalies. I think I do a very bad job of it. So I'm not even going to pretend. I just, again, like I look through this kind of stuff and I say like, okay, and like, again, I talked on the podcast at nauseum how much I love this last game here, but playing a guy like Fleury, if you're not playing LA, it makes a lot of sense. And people won't click on it. They might not go that late and they go all the way down to the last goalie playing at night. Maybe they don't want to for whatever reason. And maybe just they're scared off because he started so abysmally. But these are the guys that I play in GPPs every night. I think it's the guys that you probably should be playing in large slate GPPs because your path to success is so much higher because and actually, well, maybe we'll just go here next. We'll go to game projections because like if you just assume that Vejmelka has like a 30% chance of winning and 30% chance of now basically being optimal, right?
Right.
Or at least very highly optimal. His ownership's going to be way, way low because of that. I'm not saying I'm definitely playing Vejmelka because I'm actually not sure if I actually like Buffalo quite a bit tonight. So it's hard for me to really get completely off him, but there will probably be one of my 10s that have a Vejmelka, but I'm sorry, I interrupted you. So let me, I know I interrupt Matt all the time. I don't want to interrupt you too much.
I rarely play a goalie over 8,000 in DraftKings.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And a lot of time it's chalk. Like a lot of the people are playing these goaltenders because they're playing in Arizona or something like that. And they just think about wins, but you can get the saves and you can find an edge in wins or anything like that through the site here. So that's where you really should be looking.
Right. So yeah, this transfer over to the next thing. Well, I think the best way to do this is probably just stick to betting and then DFS. Probably the easiest way of doing things, in my opinion. We'll go game by game quickly. I have this up as well. Let me pull this over. I have so many tabs. I'm trying to get to the right spot, but in general, I don't even know if it works because everything froze now. Too many things open. Do you still see my screen?
Yeah, I still see it.
Okay, perfect. So Buffalo, Arizona. This line opened much more favorably. I talked about on the podcast that I was jamming it at I think minus 180. I think it was last night. It moved quite a bit as would be expected. I don't know if I'm still really all that interested in betting it at its current price, which hold on, I got that up as well. But
it's basically dead even. I think we're right in line with DraftKings at this point.
Maybe I got it at 190 then. There's no way I got it at 175. That seems a little too far. But yeah, that was one that I grabbed early. Dahlin coming back in shifted the line massively. The thing to me is yes, Dahlin is an improvement for the Sabres team. It does make them better, but at what cost? I think it shifted the line so much now that it's just really not bettable anymore. I'm not betting Arizona either because, like you said, I don't think it moved it that much. And yeah, I just really have no interest in this Coyotes team, which the books seem to, like I said, initially give them more credit than they probably deserved. Then it just completely the other way. The total in this game, I think, is one of the highest. I think we also have that. I think we have, what do we have? And ours are, so just really quickly describe your total goals metric because it's not expected goals. So you want to just give a little description of what that is?
Well, so for each player, we have a goals for and goals against projected number when they're on the ice. So it's basically how they affect goals for their team and how they affect goals against. And it's just a projection metric. It's not an isolated metric. It's not a value of that individual player, but it just projects when they're on the ice, is a goal going to be scored for or against? And by doing that, by creating the lineup, projecting the time on ice for each player, then we're able to build out projected goals metric after factoring in, of course, the goaltending. So.
Right. Yeah, I think we had this because we just kind of do an expected goals thing, which isn't actually the output. And that sometimes gets people confused. They're like, "Oh, it looks like you like all the unders," and it's like, well, generally speaking, goals are scored a bit above expected or under. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it should be above expected.
Yeah, and we have an adjustment for players that score above expected, so it's more realistic to the actual goals. So we try and mirror exactly like the number of goals scored in every single game.
Yeah, and it's it'll learn over time, and just like our stuff. Hold on, I finally freaking got it up. It's like we talked about this a lot also on the podcast, where like, what happened to St. Louis, right? Like last year, it was the case of like, this team should not be scoring this much. Why are they scoring so much? And this year, it's like, oh, right, they should probably score a goal here or there. Like, what's going on? So again, like, it's some of the things that I think people get stuck on are we have this memories of the past, and like a model is very unbiased in that respect. And I think that that's really important. Let me just pull this up. This is what Matt did. Just kind of a look at what we had in our Discord. So where is it? No, it's not the highest. Where is Buffalo? It's a 5 expected goals, but it's like very dominated by the Sabres more than anyone else. So yeah, again, this really thinks the Sabres are probably going to pile drive Arizona. Yeah, by quite a bit, and the shot metrics. And this Corsi index is one thing I look at because it kind of gives you like the game environment in some perspective, and then kind of looking at like what the team output should be. So this is kind of what we're looking at as well. The over will be predicated by the Sabres. The lines are all changed. It is hard to stack them and feel really good about it. I do kind of like the pivot to this pseudo line 1 over just playing Thompson, who I think is going to be very, very chalky.
Right.
His line went from plus 100 at over 3.5 to minus 150 and probably dropping at this point. I think that there's absolutely no way I play Arizona in any capacity, but I do think if you're stacking a ton of Sabres, it wouldn't be the dumbest idea in the world to grab a guy in the Coyotes, only because you kind of need them to keep it interesting. And Comrie has been great. He's been bad. I don't know. I don't know how much more we need to go into this game. I don't believe we had anything stand out as far as betting wise on our model that really stood out above anything else, because everything's been really nerfed. I can pull that over too. Still a work in progress. Let me just sort by these are 2 different edge metrics. This is the one I've been using more though. I'm not even going to get into all this right now. Oh, that's the opposite way. Let's go the right way. Is there anything? I don't think in this game there was much. Only Middlestad on Bavard. I don't think he's offered anywhere else. So not a ton in this game. I don't think any Arizona players, maybe towards the bottom, but this is like really getting thin on edge. I don't think I had anything in this game. I bet the stuff early and then I kind of got out because all the Sabres players got nerfed really, really fast. So there's one Arizona player at the bottom, Clayton Keller, plus 140, maybe. This game didn't have a lot. I think that in a parlay, I'd rather just look towards a point prop for the Sabre player of your choice. Maybe a Dylan Cousins playing, like we mentioned, on what I consider the first line, rather than oh my god, the sportsbook just will not work on my freaking computer. I would look that way though. I think the Sabres absolutely dominate this game. We probably lost all of our edge on Tage Thompson. So is there any props that you had here? I don't even know if you grabbed anything.
No, nothing in general. If you want to do something with Kyle Okposo, because all of a sudden he's on power play 1, might be a thing. You might get some value there. But again, he's on the 4th line. They do get plenty of playing time in certain situations, but maybe something happens on power play 1 for him today.
Yeah, I mean, Cousins the same odds for over on a point, minus 110. That seems pretty fine. Tage, Dahlin they're tough to bet. I think Tuck and Skinner both at minus 180 are probably fine in a massive 11 leg parlay. I probably shade. I don't even know, honestly. I think you're fine with either. Cousins not first power play, but 80 points or 70 points of I think you can still play Cousins because his expected goals numbers are really, really high. So
I think he's going to get a lot of run today too at even strength. So and playing with Skinner and Tuck is as good as it gets offensively. For the team,
really can't beat it. So I think minus 110 on. I'll include that in the main parlay. I think that's probably my favorite. I don't think anything else. Power play point. Let me just check it though. Okposo plus 425. I think you could bet that.
Yeah,
I think you could bet that too.
Yeah, I think you can. He'll touch the puck. I mean, it's not like he won't. He'll probably be on that on those right boards.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 25 on that and post that one here in a second. Yeah, that's a good call. I almost always remember to look those up right away, and I saw that, and I never even looked it up because I feel like there's just been so many moving parts. But it definitely wouldn't parlay. I post a power play point with a ton of stuff because it's incredibly variant, especially just considering the fact that if he's like on the ice and draws the penalty, they just won't put him out there. So
I wouldn't parlay it at all.
No, you're adding a crazy amount of variance. We'll get to game 2 where 20 minutes in, second game. I know everyone's loving this. Montreal at Detroit. I really came into this expecting myself to want to bet Detroit. Like at my initial thought before I looked at anything, our stuff doesn't like Detroit at all. It thinks Detroit's actually pretty bad. I was a bit surprised by how much. They've been a lot better lately. I think this is 10 games. We don't have a ton of stuff. They've been better lately, but like the course of the season, they've not been very good. I was just surprised it didn't like the matchup as much as I thought it would. Like this is pretty low for their Corsi in this. I don't know if maybe there's more than meets the eye with this. You're on the other. I'm sorry.
I reviewed it this morning and looking at this because at first I was the same way. Like I was thinking Detroit, and then even looking at Montreal's like underlyings, they're terrible. But when you really look at it, you're like, well, there's got to be some positive regression at some point for Montreal because they're not going to stay that bad. And it's a team that will shoot volume, like they'll volume shoot on you. But so maybe something goes in. I don't know. I still don't love either side on this game, to be honest. But
so the plus 135 on Montreal, I think has like at least validity to it. I'm not going all the way there. I think the over under is priced correctly at over 6. Over under at 6. I think that's like, again, you agree with it. I kind of agree with it. I think that Husso might be good enough to get you that under if you bet it, but I'm just not. I don't think it's an incredibly strong bet, and I think there's just better bets on the table. And I talk about this a lot too, where it's like, where is your biggest edge? Like you don't have to bet only your biggest edge, but this is such a thin edge that I don't even think it's worth betting. So I'm probably fading this game in general, but we got to get to the props because everyone loves those the most. Prop tool, which I'm hiding a ton of different things. So actually, this might be easier if I just do it this way, right? Why don't we unselect everyone and then only select the teams I'm looking for? Detroit, Montreal. This might be even the best way of doing things. Eventually, this will be functioning more. I do want to mention, like, this doesn't mean every bet that comes up is a good bet. It's just like these are the bets in the game that come from any books. Bovada always has a million lines for some reason. Yeah, I'm not betting any of these players. So really, it just doesn't think there's much value in this game at all. Probably because of Corsi, etc. So we're not
Corsi and goaltending. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at shots, but for points either shots, like for points too, like the goaltending on both sides is pretty solid. So
I think it liked Perron, but now it's minus 130. It dropped because it was minus 110, I think, to start the day. I bet it. As far as points are concerned, I do think if you're going with anyone, you're looking through the power play on both teams. Cole Caulfield minus 160 might be worth it. Or on the other side, Lucas Raymond, I just keep coming back to minus 130. He's just so freaking good. There's a lot of good points. I mean, like there's going to be goals in this game. Like I don't think it's going to be a shutout either way. And all the point props seem pretty low. The only one is Larkin minus 235. And like, I don't know. I mean, why not just bet Raymond? Like, what's the difference?
If you're like building like a cash lineup in DFS, I would just go with the volume shooters like Caulfield and Perron on each side.
I think Caulfield could get there. Like I kind of mentioned, like we kind of think that Montreal should have a bit more of the Corsi in general in this game, not like a crazy amount, but a bit better. So like Caulfield getting the over 3.5, but minus 135. I mean, come on, like it's moved so fast, and I get why, but I do think Detroit at home will create problems at least. I mean, one of their problems is a guy named Ben Sherrod who sucks, but I don't know, man.
Honestly, though, when you're looking at a slate like this, like, and you're back and forth like that, and you're like, oh, I don't know, like, just get off it, and on to the next one because there's going to be value in these games for sure.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna put Raymond in right now just because I want to have at least one 11 game slip. I gotta try to go for 100,000. You can't just. And what are we even doing? So game, you got to do it. So game 3. Yeah, this one also. This is the game I think I'm the most back and forth on. Devils Flames. Man, I want to just go all in on the Devils. I feel like that was my mantra when they were bad, was like, let's get back on the Devils. Let's go. Let's go. And then now that they played so well, I'm like, all right, the well should snap. I still like the bet here. I do like the Devils. It's, the over seems a little thin now. I should have probably taken it earlier. Now it's minus 140 on the over 6.5. You might as well just freaking take 7 at that point. Probably
Yeah.
not going there myself.
Right.
I think the Devils are the bet. Maybe you could convince me of a team total on the Devils, over 3.5 minus 120. Like Vladar's that bad, maybe. But in general, I just think you take the money line on the Devils if you're going to do it. What did we have for goalie props? I was interested in. No, Vladar's not listed on DraftKings. That's great. Yeah, I think that the Devils are just the better team here. It's sad but true.
Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's an official confirmation on Vladar, so he's probably not listed. But I mean, obviously, Martian played last night, so Vladar's
it's got to be
projected to roll, and he's not very good according to the model. So
no, he's been bad. We talked. We kind of went over that, and like that's why in DFS, which we'll get to, I do like the Devils. I think that they're a bit underpriced in general. As far as props are concerned, they basically have everyone at like pretty even numbers except for Bratt, Hughes, and Heishier, who are all like minus 200 or more. That's kind of tough. So I don't think I'm going with a point prop here. I think I'd rather just go with a Devils shot prop in general. Probably should use the model that we built because that would make more sense than me just guessing. Oh my God. No, give me the filter. Do you have any lean on players? I don't know if you had anything going on here.
I don't.
Flames. Boom. What do we got? All right. We got some FanDuel. Okay, mainly Flames guys, but that's because they came way down. Oh my God. Yeah, it just doesn't like these inflated prices at all. Like Hughes minus 125, Bratt minus 105. I think you could probably convince me to bet Bratt, but it feels thin, especially in a parlay. Like, what's the volume been as of late? It started really hot. It's kind of fizzled out. Let's take a peek. That is 10. Oh, .j. Yeah. Sure, people are. You can see my screen, right? Can you see it? I mean, looking at this. Okay. So this is he's come down a lot. This is last 10 games, last 2. Just look if anything crazy pops in the last 2. I don't like to use 2-game sample sizes, but just to keep an eye on it. Yeah, pretty median. I don't know. This also feels so thin. I believe the only thing that I think people are going to go to Hannafin. That's the guy I think a lot of people are going to go to because he's been so freaking good over the past few games. But I'm not betting a minus 140 on Hannafin. I think that you could find that on like Underdog and Prize Picks and play it there. Like I know he's been really good, like him and Uyghur. It's crazy to see 3 defensemen in the past 2 games here, but eventually I think that well could break. I'm not that interested. Yeah, this is tough. I don't think anything really blows the doors off here from a value perspective. Man. Well, let me pull this over because now I finally got this to work. I don't know. Anything you're thinking here? Shots, players? I feel like I just want to bet Vladar over on saves because I bet it's going to come in lower than we have projected, and it's just not listed. So maybe just wait it out.
I have them projected at 29, so I mean, it could happen.
I think it'll be around there. Actually, that's probably a good point. Yeah, this is tough. There's really not a ton of value in this game.
But
I think if you're
that's 29 saves with 4 goals let in. So if he does save an extra goal or something, then you're getting up there.
I think the Devils are going to probably take as many shots as normal. Yeah, this is tough. I really don't even hate the idea of just going with one of these Flames that, they reunited the Huberdeau, Toffoli, Lindholm line. I don't really hate the idea of it. Let's just come back to it. There's no sense. We got enough games. We'll come back. We'll add one to the list. This is brutal. I hate this game. The props are bad. Islanders, Rangers. Yep, the Rangers. It's going to probably be Igor. Is it Varlamov confirmed? We got that confirmed.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Varlamov's confirmed. he's taking in a shutout streak into the game, and he's been really good at MSG. But the model does not factor any of that in, and I tend to write it off too because it's all prior history and different teams. So it really should not affect this game at all. Now the Rangers have kind of struggled at even strength, and that's why they threw the lines in a blender. But if that power play gets going at all, it's lethal. So
yeah, the thing about this game in general and like from a prop perspective is we just haven't seen Zibanejad with Panarin enough, and I really do think that gives him quite a boost. It's really tough to play on DFS. I don't know how you possibly feel great about a lineup that affords both of them, because I don't think the matchup is like it's not to an extreme point, where it's like the question really becomes ownership, I think, in DFS with that. But let's just pull up the props really quick. Everything, I don't mind going to the Rangers, like you said. It's fine. I honestly don't even hate the idea. Am I really going to bet against Igor though? No, I'm not. I'm not going to touch the over. I think that like Islanders games in general are going to get this stigma that the under is always the bet, and I really don't think they're playing that way. I think that they are playing much more up tempo under Lambert. Lambert is kind of has a lot of the same tactics as far as like his press conferences as Torts, but I do think this is a much more a team that's embracing fun at a much higher rate. That's why a lot of their shot props are hitting, because they're actually shooting the puck and they're actually like trying to create offense and allow other teams chances, because I think they realize that Sorokin's can bail them out. So yeah, I think what I already know what the model likes here. The model likes Fox's over, not for a parlay, but plus 150. The Islanders have been giving up quite a few shots to defensemen, which just got absolutely boosted to a ton by the last game against the Flames, where I think 4 guys hit their overs. I mean, I think the defensemen combined for like 14 shots on goal or something ridiculous. But that's the Flames, and their defensemen are very involved. Fox at plus 150, though, I know the model is just like, that's too high for his history of shooting and just the game environment in general. So I know that's what the model has here. I'll pull up the rest though if you have anything to say.
Well, I was going to see if you could go to PuckLuck and
go on teams. What do we want?
Here? Go to click on the Islanders logo right there.
Oh.
That'll take you right to the team page.
All right. Oh, no, doesn't want to. Take 2. Why?
Okay. Or go to teams.
Take 3. It's probably not you. It's probably my computer.
Yeah, what's going on with your computer?
It's a piece of crap. It's garbage. Nothing wants to work. Okay, keep talking though. I'll get this to work eventually.
I was just gonna say on all the team pages, there's over under percentages at the different whatever the goal total set at. Yeah, so it'll show you.
I think it's just the loading in general.
Gets going. You got too much stuff open.
I do, but it's all important stuff. There's all this great stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's great when it works.
There we go. Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Of course.
Yep. Oh, okay, so
I didn't click the
happening over there.
There it goes.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're looking at that page, you see a lot of information, but where it says over under percentages on the right, you can see at 5.5, 6, and 6.5, they're hitting at 54% on the over on all of those. So it takes into account every single game that they played. If the goal total was set at that number, what they would be hitting. So they are hitting the over at a pretty high rate right now.
Yeah.
And of course it shows that they're outscoring their projected.
I have not bet enough of them. I feel like I've been warning people more than betting the overs on the Islanders, where I'm like, this is not the same team. Like if Sorokin doesn't bail them out, they're dead. And that's why it's like,
right.
Okay, well, like how many goals do the Rangers need to score for me to feel good about this though? And it's like, it's kind of like what we have projected. It's like they have to score at least 4. And that's the only way the 6 is going to get there. I think there's probably better edges on the table. So I don't know if I'm going to get there myself, but I lean the over here. And it's definitely going to go against most of the general betting public, where I think a lot of people are just going to go elsewhere. Maybe just the best bet here then, if you're going to go that way, is just betting the Rangers team total, because I bet that's plus money. And I think Varlamov is probably just okay. They don't have him listed, of course, because why would they?
He's about average.
Yeah. So plus 100, that's not what I wanted to see. I was hoping for more than that. Yeah, this game again, like I just think that they got it factored pretty well. I don't think that there's an absorbent amount of edge other than probably betting the Rangers money line is fine.
Yep.
They're the better team. They haven't played it, but I think they'll get there. Let me just grab this and we'll move on. I feel like we've been like not a lot of edges here. But we got a couple bets already in, but we'll get a few more. Let's do this and this. I already know it definitely likes Fox. It thinks that he is more than likely going to be like at 2 or more in some capacity, and they're implying again like it's not a big bet, and these are conflicting because one of ours is more historic based and one of them's recent trends based, and it's kind of it doesn't think it's the best bet in the world, but at plus 150 I'm willing to take it myself in a straight bet because I think he's really right on the line of 2 or 3, and the Islanders I think will give up more shots than expected. Adam Fox gets right. I think that's very justifiable. So nothing else major standout. I think Brock Nelson people will go back to. He does make sense. What are his odds on DraftKings though? I don't use FanDuel enough. Their site frustrates me.
While you look that up, I always think in games for a long shot point or something like that, where is a player playing up in the lineup? And in this case, I'm looking at K'Andre Miller playing with Fox. Maybe he's playing in the more offensive defensive pair there and playing more with Zibanejad, Panarin, and getting some run there. So secondary assist or something, it could be likely.
Yeah, just not offering on DraftKings, of course.
Yeah, of course not.
Kako with Panarin and Zibanejad feels fine. I don't know how many like tertiary players you want to add to a parlay though to feel good about it though. Like it's like you're kind of cutting yourself.
These are all one-offs if you're throwing a little bit amount and seeing if it hits.
Kreider brought down to the third line. Is that enough to bet the under on his point? I don't know. Maybe like plus 140 probably feels correct. The coach, but then again, it's like on the other hand, the coach literally Gallant buried him. I mean, I don't get it either. They scored 2 goals when he was on the ice early on in the game, and then they're just like, to the third line, the fourth line, you're dead. It's like, what the heck? I don't know. I'm probably just not going to touch it myself. Feels a little bit thin.
And he's still power play 1, right? So it's, I mean, that power play is good. He gets in front of the net, loose puck somewhere.
So honestly, I'll probably just throw Zibanejad in. I think the minus 110 price is right. I know he's been pretty weak as of late. I don't think he's hit his over in the past like 3 games, but I think they want to get him going again and they want to get him shooting again. And that was the problem with Kreider. And that's why they put a guy that doesn't like to shoot in Panarin. And it's like you could go the other way and bet Panarin under, but if they get down in this game, Panarin will start shooting again. So I just think it's a little bit thin to do that myself. I think that I'm just going to throw in Zibanejad over. I do like it. It hasn't moved a lot during the day, even with the news of him with Panarin being like, I guess it wasn't more confirmed. It already was confirmed. So that's probably where I'm going to go myself. Just the rates on the season are top in the league, like right up there in the top 4 or 5. So I'm not afraid personally to do that. So we can move to the next game, which is a Vancouver Ottawa. This is a fun one. This is one I like a lot.
Yeah, we're getting to the fun part of the slate. So
this game I like the over. I said it from the beginning. It went from 6 to 7. I moved a metric ton. I think it was minus 130 when we recorded over 6, and I was like, that seems kind of crazy. So a lot of movement there. Yeah.
Right now, I think it's listed at 6.5 right now, and the over's minus 140. So on DraftKings,
Jesus Christ.
Which leans the model to pick anytime something's plus 120. The model will basically lean that way because over-unders are generically 50-50. But I would lean towards the over just because of the teams and what you're looking at here. But the model is going to tell you the under here at plus 120 is where your edge is.
Yeah.
It's just not as likely of hitting.
Yeah. Let me look at alt totals. Oh my God.
I think I have the under puck. Yeah. The odds of the over hitting at minus 114. So
yeah, I don't think you bet it. Under 7, like that almost feels okay. But the thing is in this game, it's like, I don't know how much fire I want to play with because these teams both have a lot of firepower on offense. They both have, this game does project to be higher pace, higher tempo. So are you really going to bet on Talbot and Martin to save your day on the under? I don't think so personally. I think that's just a fade all around for me. As far as, maybe I can do No, why am I getting cute with this right now? Everything's gonna freeze. Let's go to where were we? Oh yeah, we lost that page. What were the goalie projections? I think this could be one that we like a lot because I think there'll be shots. So it's either
over 30 on both sides projected. So
yeah, there will be shots.
Yeah, that could just mean this game gets ramped up even more. If
Yeah,
both sides are shooting the puck at a high rate, you have a chance of both goalies hitting 35 plus.
Yeah, I think Talbot, that line feels even better. Player props wise, we'll go to shots on goal first. I think the one I pegged at first was Pedersen. That moved a little bit. He was it was over 2.5 on underdog as well. I'm not sure if that stuck. JT Miller too. I don't really think that line's all that, I don't think it's incredibly exploitable, but I do think that his chance of hitting is not insanely low. Over 2.5. Like he shot a lot last year. He's still shooting a lot this year. So that doesn't seem, I just think it's like, because Horvat's been hitting at such a rate, which again, I got to give a shout out to our model for just picking up on that seemingly at the right time and running with it. Where is Ottawa? It's alphabetical order. So let's look what we got. Yeah, it likes Pedersen over. Also, I did check out wait, is Besser back? What the heck? Besser's not playing, is he? Am I losing my mind? No.
Besser's playing. Yeah, he is.
He is. How did I not
see
he's
that? In. He's back today.
Holy crap. I never even saw that. Wow. Look at me. I don't think I ever looked at Vancouver once today because I just assumed we saw everything yesterday. Okay. Wow.
So he's playing with JT Miller and Pearson on the first line.
Jesus. It could just be Brock Besser night. I mean, what was the injury again? Was it related to arm or wrist or anything shooting wise? Yeah, no, Besser is playing.
No,
holy crap.
I thought it was his hip or something.
It was a hip? Okay. I can't even remember what his injury
I don't know. I could be wrong.
That's the only thing I want to double check before I bet that, because that plus money on him with JT Miller feels really good. It's as if the books have given us a small gift. I don't think it's it's not the most insane edge in the world, but this is factoring in recent rates, and he doesn't have any, so that's not going to help. So it's about a 8% edge historically. The rest of these are, I mean, if you can find Jake Sanderson, good luck. I think that would be a good bet. He played like some first power play run in last game. They actually really like him a lot. So if you find this Jake Sanderson plus 138 over 1.5, you're probably fine there. Pedersen, Besser, yeah. I mean, wow, that seems good. I might go with Brock myself then. He was what, plus 120? I think it liked it at.
They said it was hand surgery for Besser.
Oh, it was hands. Oh man. It makes me a little nervous. So I really want to just get immediately back on betting. Where is he? Plus 150. I don't know. Damn. Maybe just ride Miller then. I think I'm going to ride JT Miller. I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to commit to the bit. I think he's been actually pretty good. Let's just pull up the raw numbers. I think it's Miller or Talbot. Those are the two I think are probably the best edge in this game. Do you have oh my God, I typed in Miller instead of Vancouver. Very cool. You have a preference there?
Not really. I'm fine going over on either of the goalie saves today.
Yeah. Last couple games. Oh my God. Not fantastic. Oh, this is all 12. Not fantastic though. Miller, it feels pretty coin flippy. 6 in the past 2, so it's kind of trending upwards. All right, I'm gonna keep them both for now. We'll probably straight bet on both. I like these 3 so far. I think Miller, honestly, that might be a really good thing to do on an underdog. Is bet the over on saves for Talbot with a JT Miller. What's Talbot? 27.5. That might be a really good starting block. That might be like the best way of actually capturing the most. Mm-hmm. Also, by the way, underdog did add hits and goals allowed.
Yeah, goals against. I noticed that. Seems odd.
Yeah, they have JT Miller at a 2 as well. So like him getting over 2, Talbot hitting, that feels like a good. I bet the JT over 2 on the other show. That feels
for goals against. You're essentially picking the winner. Like you're just picking who's going to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, essentially that's what it boils down to, unless there's a goalie gets pulled or something crazy happens. But yeah, it just seems different.
Yeah, this game, not a metric ton of edge, a good amount though. And I think that the edge comes through the goalies. I think honestly, JT Miller. What is Brock Besser? He adds. This it just makes the line better. And I think sometimes people get afraid of that. They're like, oh, he might steal shots, and it's like, well, they might just control the puck in the offensive zone more and have a bunch more shots together. Like, it doesn't inherently mean that he's going to steal shots from what was before it was Horvat with Miller. So now Horvat's not with him anymore. I don't think Besser adds like comparatively to the two. I don't think either of them are hurting or helping a metric ton in this capacity. So I do like that, actually. I think that's probably the way I go about this. And we can move to the next game if my computer stops freezing. There it goes. Yeah, I'm ordering a computer tomorrow. I already have it picked out. Just got to do it. Don't let me forget. In the Discord.
Well, after you win big on the slate, you'll be paid for yourself.
I am up quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. I just keep saying, like, just buy the new laptop. And I just every day I load this up and I'm like, no, it'll be fine this time. It's the definition of insanity. But now the Blues, this is one I grabbed early and it actually moved the other way and I grabbed it again. The Blues, this actually, I think on your side also came down, but I grabbed them at minus 130, I believe, which is about exactly what you have. I don't know what it is now, but I do like the Blues here. Honestly, I just think it's because I really don't like the Flyers. Minus 135. I got it at, like I said, it was minus 135 to start, minus 130. I got it at as well. I don't think you want to parlay this with a million things, but the Flyers are getting pile driven defensively and they're actually sitting Ristolainen, which might help them. But that is a thing that happened with the Flyers. It feels to me, especially I think the one thing that about the Flyers that just really will blow you away is if they're losing, they just bench their best players. It's like,
oh yeah,
and so like they actually like overdo how bad they could possibly be. And to me, when your coach is again while he motivates them, he is relying on a goaltender to perform at a level unconceivable.
And it's happened and it's not going to continue. There's just no way he can keep it up at that level. And they're just getting reamed every single night. It's
Sandstrom in net. Okay.
It's Sandstrom today.
That's what they have. I feel like I didn't see that.
I didn't see that confirmation at all.
I'm gonna double check now as well. I feel like I never inherently saw Carter Hart, but I'd be what? It says Sandstrom in goal. This 38 minutes ago.
Oh, well,
okay. Yeah. Oh, Carter Hart. Yep, 37 minutes ago. Carter Hart's sick.
He's sick.
Sick. I was gonna say I almost feel like I saw he wasn't. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wouldn't make any sense to put Sandstrom in that tonight, but
let me tell you,
if he's sick.
Maybe
I don't know the way he's playing. Maybe he could just battle through it and still miraculously steal games.
I think he'd be better than Sandstrom. So first and foremost, probably player props here is just the easiest starting block. If you want safety, probably just going with a guy like Robert Thomas, maybe Tarasenko, or the Busnevich, who is my boy after last night. But I think Robert Thomas, weirdly enough, he actually has been like on a shooting position at many times on the power play, which it doesn't really seem like his MO. But they clearly want him involved everywhere. And that's the only line that's doing anything. So I wouldn't really look elsewhere. Maybe you look at Kyrou, but I don't really love the Shen, whoever the heck is the other guy. It's like Torpachenko or whoever the heck is on that line with him. Shen and maybe it's Busnevich, not Busnevich, Barbashev. I don't like that line. So I think Robert Thomas is a good, like, safer parlay piece. And I bet him all the time for points. Minus 150 is just not the right price. I had Busnevich last night. I don't hate going back to it. I think safety-wise, though, probably just Tarasenko. I bet Kyrou a ton in underdog. I think like both of them are pretty similar in some capacity. Mm-hmm. But someone's just I bet the Flyers finished dead last. Yeah, I feel like I was the only one that was like, I think the Flyers could be 10th worst. Like that might be their peak, and like they might be around there. And I just like it was all like, what if Carter Hart's pretty good? And I did not expect this. I will not. I will victory lap the fact that I said they weren't going to be a bottom 5 team, but man, this has been unsustainable. I mean, really, like I don't think your bet's dead. Like hold on to that slip. Don't hedge because they could fall off the face of the earth. And
they have 14 points. They have 14 points already, right? And I have them projected for 71 still. And obviously it factors in everything. A 5% chance of making the playoffs despite the hot start. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so let me actually wait. Hold on. Which tab do we want? This one right here, as you see, I'm guessing you have to change the goalie stuff.
Yeah, now I gotta change the goalie stuff on that.
Okay, so I don't know if you.
I'm working on that as we speak.
Okay, yeah, I heard you clicking about like I bet he's ready to. Yeah, that is wow. So that is, I guess that's why you listen in to find the important information. I did not. I'd run to that.
Yeah, find it out live.
Yeah, that Blues. I mean, like I said, I already bet it.
So this is helping us as much as helping everyone else.
Yeah. Okay, so it still likes Busnevich, still likes Tarasenko. Like I said, I do think that like you just, if you're gonna bet Kyrou, just take it on underdog where it's like it's 3. I think is decently likely to get there, but I would rather go with the best line on this team, and it actually likes all of them in different books in some capacity. That Tarasenko line feels pretty good, but it's almost the same on DraftKings. I think Tarasenko is just where you go here. Minus 145. Like I said, it's better on FanDuel. At least that's what our model is telling me. So I can double check it. 7 points of equity. I don't think are going to kill you. So I go Tarasenko or Thomas for a point. Almost the same odds. I feel like those are both really good. In a parlay, you can straight bet them. I mean, I straight bet pretty much everything too for half a unit or a unit, depending on how much I like it and how much edge I think exists, and sometimes even 3 units if I think the edge is even bigger. And I don't know. I don't really post things in units. I know it's like a better way of tracking, but I also don't like to tell people what to do. It's like, this is what I'm giving you. Just do whatever you want. Like, I don't really care. So if anyone ever, I get asked like, well, what's your unit size? And I'm like, it's whatever I want it to be. I don't know. Just do what's best for you. I don't know. I'm not your keeper. Do whatever you want. So,
do what you feel
so
that's what I
exactly. And like, I generally keep it under 0.5% of a bankroll for the account I'm in. Is more, I mean, not for underdog slips. I mean, I just do like $25 each, but I try to keep most of my straight bets at like half of 1% of my bankroll at all times. It's like my general metric because I'm just doing this for fun. And like, I make money along the way, but I don't need to like rip my hair out at 1 a.m. when, things don't go right. So whatever you want to do though. So next game, right. Is there anything else here? No, I mean, maybe you could really convince me of this puck line, though. I don't even think that's, I don't know, back-to-back Blues. What the heck are we even doing? Just bet the money line, grow up. Okay. Let's pull up this one. No, not this one. Oh my God, I am literally so good at hosting. This is crazy. Oh boy. And the next game. There it is. Okay, Vegas, Toronto. Someone I think asked a question about this game. Where is it? When I looked at it earlier, it said Vegas money line for pick of the day. That was the question we got. Did something change? Yep. What's cool? Is it still the pick of the day?
Yes, it's true, and it still holds true.
Oh wow.
Nope, locking it in. It's I think by the model, it's not the strongest pick right now, but it's been the one that's continuously, it hasn't changed throughout the day. It's the one I feel safest with. So, and it's still really strong. So Vegas says the road confirmed underdog somehow. When they're just dominating games and Toronto's blowing games. Thompson's not confirmed yet. He is confirmed. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, he is confirmed. Yeah, Aiden Hill started last game. That would make sense. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't think I bet it personally. I think this was the game I was like, I want to do it, but I don't like the number enough. And I think it did move actually your way, right? Didn't it move towards Toronto?
No, it's even money right now. It's even money right now. On Vegas.
So it hasn't really, okay.
It was plus 105 earlier in the day. Still a pick of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it was minus 110 last night. And I said, I do think it moved like a marginal amount. Yeah, this game is interesting. It's like on one hand, Toronto struggled. On the other hand, Vegas has been on a pretty long East Coast trip. Don't love this game in general. I don't think there were many bets that popped because it is ugly. I think if I'm going anywhere here, it's probably Nylander over 2.5. They kind of, it seems like when they're trailing in games, and if you do think it's going to go that way, they just put him out there in every possible offensive opportunity. I think that's totally fine here at 2.5. It's not the safest play in the world. I don't think the model is going to tell me it's the best play in the world, but we are kind of getting back to where he should be priced comparatively to before, where we jammed him every night to start the year, and it just paid us so well that the books were like, all right, we're done with this now. He's going to be, 3.5. And now he's kind of back to where he should be. So But let's check this anyways. I'm gonna imagine it's not a lot. What's 162 on March? Jesus. Yeah, it just keeps telling me Morgan Riley, and I keep telling it to shut up. I guess it likes Tavares almost. I think he's about, what is he? Yeah. So it likes Tavares more. That might actually be right. Kind of splitting hairs on Tavares and Nylander, honestly.
I can see that line create a little more offense today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could go
Robertson on that line today, so offensive centric.
Yeah, that is honestly, it is tough. I think that like the Nylander, I think the odds are a lot better in general. Oh my god, I'm typing in Nylander instead of Toronto. My brain is so good. Okay, let's take a peek. Last 2 and then last 10, just to see if there's anything really trending. I guess Tavares. My model keeps telling me to bet the under on Matthews too, and I just can't do it. And he's not been shooting as much. I can't do it though. My brain cannot do it. It's not there tonight, so thank God. I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I mean, look at on the season too. They're shooting like the same. It's just go with your gut on that one. I like them both just fine. Because I do think that Logan Thompson should see the over on this. I think that that's in play for sure. So, whereas like, yeah, so almost right on the line with what you have actually. It's like exactly 27 and a half. Yeah, right. So, I think it's going to be more than that. I really do. I think we have it a bit higher. I think in general, Toronto will be shooting. And if you think that Toronto's losing, let me tell you, they'll be shooting the puck. That will happen for sure. So maybe Logan Thompson over as well is fine. But you know what? We got to go with the math. Tavares it is for the prop that we're going to put in this one. Okay. Next game is Edmonton, Tampa. Another one that I think there's so many different things going. There's so many moving pieces here. It feels like to whereas like I want to bet Tampa, but I don't think I think the odds are almost right on what you have. Right? Like I was surprised.
Yeah, it's like dead on, it's
dead on. I can't believe it. I thought this was going to be an easy let's jam Tampa bet, and Vegas knew.
No.
They knew. They knew. Yeah, it's right there. I was shocked when I saw that line because I thought it would be about a pick 'em, and it's just not. I like Tampa in this matchup. I don't think you pay this price. I think there's better edges that exist on this slate. I think there's better edges in this game. 28 and a half for Vasilevsky feels fine, maybe. I don't. Tampa's not really. They're hit or miss. It is funny how like you look at this team. Actually, let's go to your team's page. That's pretty useful. And I wanted to show off the site more, and I'm not doing the all-time best. Let's look if it works first try. Second try.
Come on,
third try. I don't understand why it just doesn't like going from one page to another. It feels like. How about from here?
No, it's from the.
It wants it. Yeah, no, it's definitely my computer. It's just there's so many things open. It's just slow as molasses.
This is where we tell the folks to try it at home.
Yeah, try it. Yeah, you should be able to
follow along with us. I mean, seriously, check out the site and just reach out to us if you have any questions.
This always works too it works every time I'm not doing 10 things in streaming. And I'm plugged into the Ethernet. I did plug into the Ethernet to be extra. And that's why it's working at all. If you're wondering, it's like, this is a miracle it's even working, DJ. Normally your thing. Yeah, this is why. My God, I just want to check this out. But I don't know. My lean here in this game, and you know what, let's pull this up while we wait. Let's just get this going. We'll get this out of the way for the people that want to see what this is telling us to bet and where it's telling us to bet it. Yeah, Kellgren is for Toronto. Someone asked. Yeah, Kellgren for Toronto. Lightning, Oilers. Let's do this. So yeah, the Nuge again. I'm probably back on it. Bouchard it likes. Damn, that's a huge. Well, these are the all goal props. That's why they're so high. And it has found that FanDuel is giving us. So like if you go to FanDuel, let's just say you're a degenerate and you go to FanDuel, like you just hate user interface working properly. And you go to shots, when they offer the alt totals, a lot of times we're finding that to record 3 is better than the actual line they're giving you. and that's, I believe, what's happening here
That's
with Bouchard. They nerfed it a little. It's plus 144 now. So like anytime you're placing a bet on FanDuel,
is it because they just have it on like they have it
Mhm.
like separate? Sorry for interrupting.
Yes,
But they have it
no,
on
no,
like
they do.
separate based on whoever's betting what. So the line's moving because of that, or not moving because people aren't finding these alt totals instead. Do you think that's why?
I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. Because I think DraftKings has fixed it now because we're finding a lot of those at first. I think that, so like essentially, I mean, so if you're looking at this implied lambda here, okay, this is implied lambda, which is big brain stuff that Matt taught me. And basically this is saying, this is what Vegas is implying is like a median for this player with these odds. This is like the projected, this is the shot attempts or a shot on goal number per the odds. So, the minus numbers is over, etc. When you do the next goal, it shouldn't change the lambda, it should just change the odds. Like he hasn't changed in any like projectable value, but for some reason, FanDuel doesn't seem to keep it equivalent. So now the lambda has been lowered for that next shot on goal, where it's like, okay, that doesn't work that way. Did that make sense, you think, to you? You're smarter than me. Did that make enough sense? Like that's not how their system's working. So I don't know I don't know what the alt total is doing, but what their actual totals are not going straight over, which is why I often do the alt totals on FanDuel. We found a huge discrepancy in Svechnikov one night, and I believe he did hit, and I don't think I tweeted it because I totally missed it. I think it was like a Saturday and I wasn't around. Like they had one that was like, it was like 200 points of equity on like what the project. Like sometimes they have those misprices. I know we had it with Kucherov earlier in the year too, and Crosby. It was like, what's going on?
That's crazy.
And they do it with goals too. Normally not to the same extreme, but it'll be like, plus 200 for a goal and then plus 210. If you just go from the little thing that shows you all the goal scorers down to the player right here, they're often different by like 10 points. So definitely if you're betting on FanDuel, my best advice, double check. Because like I'm saying, this model is doing alt totals. It just is finding that the 2.5 is the best. And it's finding that it's not the same, I'm assuming, because there's no way that Bouchard's, let me check. Nope, it actually is. It was plus 146 and plus 144. So it is better actually on the bottom. So that plus 144 seems fine to me, actually. I don't really hate that at all. I'm a sucker for big money bets like that because I think Bouchard shoots enough to get there. With all that being said,
he does if he gets the ice time.
Wait, what? Yeah, ice time.
He does if he gets the ice time.
Yeah. So in case you're wondering, this is finding the best odds on the book as well, and you might have to do that manually for yourself. Okay, that was a long point to I'm going to bet Bouchard on FanDuel. Let's do John Hopkins on DraftKings, though, because this is a guy playing with Connor McDavid. And I said it last night, and I just don't think I'm off it again. Like, Tampa is giving up shots. If they're going to probably give up 29 shots, what are the odds? Yeah, plus 130, John Hopkins. Probably throwing that back in myself. For a point, he might be okay. I don't know. I don't really think I'm going to go here for maybe. I'm often betting Hyman. I mean, he just keeps popping minus 140. Like, what does this guy have to do? Anything else here game lines wise? I think we're both sort of out. I don't really love
kind of out.
Maybe the under.
The under. Like the under is a strong possibility here, but I mean, Jack Campbell hasn't been all that great, and he's the one likely going today.
Tampa's been hitting the overs. Is that so by the team's page?
Yeah, they've had. Yeah, they've. It did load.
Yeah.
They've been hitting the overs. Generally, Vasilevsky's overrated as a goaltender.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, he's more towards league average than he is elite. So I think that's where people get fooled a little bit with Tampa.
100%. Okay, yeah, let's get to the next game. Oh my God, it loaded on like 3 pages now. It's like, you wanted this, right? Yeah, I wanted it 5 minutes ago. Yeah, all right. I promise. New computer tomorrow. I promise. I have it.
Let me just interrupt before we get into the next game.
Okay.
Just want to say we just posted the underdog play of the day, and that's been on absolute fire lately. Yeah. We've been rocking. We mentioned at the beginning of the show, but we've been rocking the goalie saves. So today's play is Huso over Jake Allen, Vegemelka over Comrie, and Marc-Andre Fleury over Quick. And it's all based on just volume shooting from these teams. Canadian Sabres and Kings are all volume shooting teams. So,
yeah, I think more or less. Yeah, no, that definitely agrees with this. Yeah, I think we're both on the same page. So I like those a lot. Notifications. I should probably check that because I'm guessing people are asking questions and I'm totally ignoring them. Okay. let's get back to this. We got a little bit of time left before I really want to get out of here. We got what, 3 games? Plenty of time. Dallas, Winnipeg. Now, this one I do actually have as a better over bet than you. Not by a substantial margin. It's not Ottinger in net, which, might be a bit better. I just think that this Dallas team is actually really freaking good. That's kind of what it's thinking here. It's like Dallas should score goals and find a way to beat Hellebuck, who is good. And on the other hand, Winnipeg, I think, should keep at least enough pace. And we have it at right around a 6, but that's expected goals, not the actual goals. So it should actually be more. I like the over here. It's not something that I think is run to your window and bet it, but I do think it's better than what Vegas had originally. I don't know what it is now because I bet it last night on the pod. Let's see, because you know what? I have it up in my 55 tabs. I have it right here. Yeah, I think that's about the same. I think it was minus 110. I still kind of like the over myself. I don't think your numbers exactly agree, but that's okay. We're allowed to disagree. It's okay. No one said we had to agree on everything. Okay.
We're definitely disagreeing, but I think it's more because the model weighs in goaltending pretty heavily, and it does like Wedgwood as an average to above average goalie, and then Hellebuck obviously is one of the league's best. So, so that's why the model leans that way.
Yeah, as far as shots are concerned, our model, I already looked this game up because I was interested. It liked Connor, actually. I was a little bit surprised. I don't think it's like an absolute stone cold lock, but 3.5 for him. This should be hitting more than it has. I don't know what to say there. He's shooting enough. This line's doing well. I think Dallas is good defensively. They're not fantastic. I like it enough to where I'm going to bet it myself. And it also, I think, like, it likes Robertson as a safe value, and I took a ton of him on underdog. It definitely thinks he's going to get the 3. So if you're looking for a safe play in a parlay, like I'm going to be doing an 11 leg, I would just put Robertson in. Robert Stun. I don't know why his name, just like the T and the S, throw me off.
Robertson.
I would do that myself. For points, nothing stood out to an extreme level. I keep coming back to hints, but I think it's a little thin here myself at minus 175. I think I'd rather just take the safety and Robertson to I think he'll shoot more than that. Like, it's just, he's going to continue to.
I would go shots on goal in this game and not necessarily points. One of the things with PuckLuck's model, like, Winnipeg's hitting 73% on the under if the under was set at 5.5. So, I mean, there's just a ton of games that they're hitting the under on. So they generally tighten up play and slow things down.
Yeah,
and
they try to, and it's worked enough this year, I would say.
Enough. It has enough, and they don't have scoring talent past their top players, so they don't have that deep a lineup. So generally, that's what happens. But it's the Rick Bonus revenge game, so who knows?
This is true. Yeah, I think Robertson is like one of the safest plays on the board tonight. It doesn't mean it's going to hit minus 175, right? But I don't think that's terrible. I think that this is where the value is, like you said. So I'm going to go here myself. Are the goalie props standing out at all? I mean, it's Hellebuck if anything, but that actually might be a good underdog one. Just bet the Hellebuck versus Wedgwood. I don't mind that idea at all. So I might take a peek at that as well. Nashville Kraken. This one I did jam the Kraken. I got them at, I believe, even money last night. I think it actually moved and came back, and it moved and came back, and I think it ended up teetering towards Seattle being. I think not a dog now, right? No,
they're their favorite minus 120.
Really, what it comes down to is you're betting against Saros, which sucks, but you're betting the better team in Seattle to just
they've dominated play in the majority of their games. They've been pretty impressive this year, so I feel more comfortable with that. Nashville has not been good. Like, no, not at all.
Yeah, I don't think I could get to a point prop in this game because, and I talked about this a lot on the Morning Skate pod. It's like it kind of feels like Russian roulette with Seattle every night. It's like, what line is going to be the line that finds a way to bury the puck? Because they have 4 pretty decent lines. And even the fourth line for not getting the minutes is very dangerous with Donato and Sprong. It's like, I really struggle to get here. And these lines are super low. So it feels really enticing. If I was going to do it, I would probably just do Bjorkstrand because I do think he is the best, most likely player to be involved offensively in a goal. But I don't think you have to do it. I don't think it's the best bet on the board. I'd probably rather just take a shot prop on the Seattle side. Again, it might be Bjorkstrand, but minus 150 is a little bit thin. Beniers minus 155 for 2. That feels kind of interesting. That stand out here. Because he plays a lot. Is he not shooting? Am I losing my mind? I thought he shot the puck a little bit.
He definitely plays a lot. Pace for 39 goals. I think he shoots.
Didn't pop up. This popped up. Let's pull up the raw shots. Maybe it didn't even like see it for some reason. That I feel like I have never. Oh my god, I am going to lose my mind if I type in a player's name again instead of the team.
I have him projected at 1.69, so I have him under 2.
Yeah. Wow. He really has not been shooting this year.
Yeah, he's not been shooting.
No one's really shooting at a crazy. This is full season right now. Let's just look at the last 2. I'm just surprised. I assumed he'd be a little bit better this year. Honestly, God, this is thin.
Yeah,
this is not fun. They don't have Sprong again. They had Sprong last game. I was kind of surprised.
Really?
Yikes. Yeah. He was listed.
He's an over every time. That guy just throws the puck in.
I was so busy Saturday. I was in Pittsburgh. The game was in Pittsburgh. I saw Sprong was listed. I just was like, nah, I'm good. And I should have bet it because I think I bet Brookshire instead. Yikes. This game is tough. I honestly think I'm just going here and moving on because I do think they'll score goals. And I love that Lemberg, Bergstrand, Burakovsky line. I think he is the best player. Actually, you know what? While I already have it up, we could just go by expected goals on the season too. That could be fun. People like knowing who is individual expected goals. Schwartz and Bjorkstrand. What a shock. I lean Bjorkstrand. I think he's more involved offensively on the power play. I'm fine with this bet. This is fine. Minus 115. I mean, come on. Nashville sucks. What are we doing? You're right. I can't believe how few players they have over 5 shot attempts per game. That is low. But we're to the final game. This is the last one. The Wild and the Kings. This is one I talked about quite a bit for DFS purposes. I really did like it. I think that it might not be as overlooked as I thought it would be because this went from a 6 to a 6.5. Maybe more people. I think it was a 6.5 actually. Don't know if I love this over 6.5 myself. I do like Fleury saves. I think that's 29 and a half is probably fine. I do really like him though. I think he will be a GPP goalie I go to a bit here because I just don't know if ownership's going to be ultra high on him. This game in general though, I do feel good about. From your projections, it looks like the Kings are going to be a bet you throw in the mix.
Yeah, they're one of the heavy plays today.
They're good. They're really good.
For the pick of the day, it was really a toss up between Kings and Golden Knights. So, the Wild just haven't been quite there, and they have some injuries. They're getting Greenway back today, but Foligno's still out. They're shuffling lines. Hartman's out. It's really the Kings have been really good. So
I am super high on the Kings. I think anyone that listens knows that's like. I talk about Arvidsson every day, just like, I'm betting this. Oh my God, give me the FanDuel right now. Over 4.5 plus 480. Welcome to the squad. You don't have to tell me twice, model. You don't have to tell me twice. I love Victor Arvidsson. I absolutely love him.
Plus, Velarde's the new darling.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, just that line 2 is I love the line 2. Yeah. So this is basically, again, this is one of those examples where his best line is over 4.5. It's tough because it's not very likely to hit, but I will never shy away from an opportunity to bet on Victor Arvidsson. When math tells me to, I listen. I come to the call. Boom. $25, 120 profit on that. Easy. It's an easy game. Also likes Kempe. Ooh, are we laddering? Did someone say ladder? I heard it. I heard someone say it. So wait, Kempe, 154. That is, let's see. I love this game. I mean, I could go with a bring back here too, and like really run a ladder on this. I think this game could be bet fireworks. I really do. Is there anyone else that likes?
Yeah,
At all? FanDuel, Eriksson Ek over 2.5. Can I actually parlay that though? Is it going to work if I do a 3, 4, and a 5? No, it will not. And that means we're going to add Eriksson Ek at a 4, I think. Don't love that. I got to do them all at 5, don't I? That's the one thing on FanDuel that pisses me off. I don't want to bet them all at 5, but here I go, betting them all at 5. Not financial advice, but $25 does play 3,400. 5 shots of Arvidsson, Kempe, and Eriksson Ek. To the ether. There's your ladder. I mean, which game has projected the most shots? It's got to be this one, right?
Oh, I think Vancouver.
Yeah. Those are the two. Most. Yeah, but 32 and yeah, okay, a bit more. So yeah, these are the top 2. I agree with that though. Mm-hmm. I think that, and I think stacking in DFS, that's where I'm going. Those are the 2 games I'm going to. And like, if the goaltending breaks, is anyone going to be surprised? No. So like, I think these are the most stackable games in DFS. That's probably the best DFS note, but let's at least do something. And I really got to make my my lineups. We're running out of time. Let's pull this up though. The rankings, DraftKings. I normally do not allow goal. I just kind of go position by position. Now this is surprising. You're telling me Connor McDavid, number 1 center? I don't know about that. That seems thin.
Who trusts numbers these days when it says stuff like that, right?
Right. Projected. I mean, yeah, I do love Tage. It's so frustrating how much I love Tage Thompson. So let's Cousins too. I think he'll make some lineups though tonight. I think people are going to be in on it. Anyone really just like standing out? Any low salary? I mean, Cousins is a low salary play. I don't know if there's anything that everything makes sense here. I don't think there's anything that gets crazy. Pettersson, Kuzmenko, it's going to be some ownership for sure. But I don't think it'll quite be enough. Hold on, I got to tweet some of these bets. I told people I was going to be tweeting bets, and I just haven't done it. I also got to place all these bets, which I just realized I haven't done yet. What can one do? Only so much. Yeah. Anything on DFS you wanted to mention? I mean, I think are you pretty similar?
Similar. Go to the goalies. If you look at the goalies, the position ranks this is just based on the points, not on their value rank. But Spencer Martin is a high value just because Ottawa shoots the puck so much, and he has the higher win probability of the 2 goalies in that game. So
yeah, I don't really hate.
He's number 1 at the position. He's probably the one that I'll be playing in cash.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thompson's not a bad play.
Logan Thompson. I like
at the same price.
What do we have? Oh boy, yikes! Tough break. I really don't hate Vanacek. I know he just doesn't like it, but I don't hate Vanacek. It's just a little expensive, but I think he could see a good number of shots. But you know what? Oh my god, I never even checked my. There's so many moving parts, right? Let me check Twitter quick. Let me see if we got any comments. Got anything going on here? I said I'm on the wrong Twitter page. I have too many Twitter pages. I have a problem. Don't dox me. Oh no, just a lot of people liking my tweets. Famous. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's good. Oh, Jimmy Benn, power play point plus 300. That's a good one. Okay. Let's go. Let's do a pickup slip. That could be fun. People like pickup slips. So this was removed. Interesting. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go to rivals. Not for football. Who cares about that sport? No one. What was the fewest goals against? That's interesting. That's kind of fun.
It's interesting, and if we did it there, it'd be Thompson for sure. There's another one in the Winnipeg game that I saw, and you'd be picking Hellebuck over Wedgwood likely on that one too.
This one I like quite a bit. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the one you had, right? Yeah, I think that's really, really good.
That one's in the play.
I think I struggle with this one a little bit more because I'm building a 5-leg. Just if Melko springs a leak, like there's a very realistic chance that he just cannot make a save.
He could get pulled. Yeah.
I don't always look at rivals for this one too. Man, I would go Hellebuck, but not by a substantial margin. Whew, boy, Saros doesn't feel terrible, but okay, we can probably. I'll probably just include this rival. This is the one I really wanted. That's a good one. That's a very good one. I think in the higher lower, I like what I said. Almost one of the first things I said was just do this and this.
Yep.
I like that over. I like that over. I love this. I don't think you need to go crazy. I've seen some people in on Shabbat. It's minus 140, so I think that the odds do lead to this being a good bet and a slip. But I don't think I'm forcing it myself. They've had a lot of players. Jesus Christ. Carrier 2 hits. I don't freaking know. Now I got to start adding that stuff to my. Oh my God. It just seems so enticing, but there's no way I could actually put that in. Yeah. Hellebuck did get announced.
I do projected hits.
You do?
But I don't have his number off the bat. I'd have to really dig.
That's tough. I'm not really seeing anything here either. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, there's so many players now. This is going to take an hour to go through.
Yeah, everyone's in here.
Did they just? Why would they? Who cares? Okay, Caulfield went up. That makes sense. I struggle. I do like the idea though here of taking one of these guys, but I don't know if I'm going to play Caulfield at 4. That just feels thin. I do love Perron. That line also moved a ton, but now we're kind of like going against ourselves. So, if he gets 3 or 4 or 5, it's like now we're kind of hurting ourselves in some capacity. So probably not here. Brock Nelson got removed. What is even happening? This got removed. Why?
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Like a bunch, like Dalians was removed. There's a bunch that are.
Tage didn't get removed. He's like minus 160 now. Give me Tage. This is just, instead of betting the rival, we'll just take Tage. We'll say, like, whatever. If he gets there, he doesn't get there. Tage shoots a ton. What if Tage scores 3 goals again? Who's to say? I did like Kyber. I did like Tarasenko. We could go there. It's got put up to 4. Interesting. Or is there anything in the last game? Because we kind of talked a lot about the shots here. Are we just going Victor Arvidsson? I mean, is that just the easy game? I don't know. What do you think? Anything stand out?
I would go in the if you did the last game, I would go either Kempe or Arvidsson on the higher.
Yeah. Let's make it RV. He's my boy. Let's go 30. $30 is fun. Win 600. I'll oh my God. Is it gonna go? Am I ever gonna get it in? Did I not click submit? Oh, it's submitting. Did they cap me? No, I was kidding. Okay. We'll tweet this.
Maybe once they saw your advance rate in best ball.
My God. 50% after 4 weeks. You couldn't. I can't. I
think I'm at 47, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah. It's been good. My computer truly sucks. Okay, I got to get to other stuff. So quick. Is there anyone that has any questions about PuckLuck.com while I tweet this? Anyone in the thing, or is there anything you still want me to show? I feel like I did like an adequate job, but I didn't even show like 80% of the site still.
Yeah. So one of the big tools that VIP members can use is that line matchups page, which I find helpful for stacks in DFS. You just see who the lines are matched up against. That's only part of the thing that's weighed in on the Slate rank on here, but their projected goal share for the game is weighed in, and time on ice is a factor. So
right,
it helps you identify where the value stacks are when you really start to look at prices of some of these players, and you see
this little 2-man was one that I kind of did not hate the idea of.
It's a nice value one.
I love Braun tonight, and like I like him. I've taken him a bunch for shots, but I feel like if you're building a slip and you're adding negative EV into it for no good reason, like what are you even doing? Like,
right, exactly.
There's just no sense. I bet him in like a bunch of slips. But yeah, that one's really good. Let's see if this does this even work? What the heck? Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. I've tweeted something. Congratulations.
Overall, though, I think what you'll find with PuckLuck is no matter what you're doing, whether it's DFS or betting or you're just interested in following the NHL, there's pages for you on the site. Some are free, some are subscription access only.
Let's go to that. Let's go to subscription plans, because that was one question I got today was, what
That
am I
is
really getting? So the rookie, pro, VIP, and then this is everything though, right? This is just 25%
Yeah.
off the year of VIP.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
So Lucky Pucker's equivalent to VIP is just for the entire year. You get 3 months free if you pay up front. But the plans basically VIP, obviously you get full site access. Pro gets you access to the pick of the day and all the numbers-based picks, which are the ones that are hot right now. We'll eventually be launching trends picks and fades, just as some other things that people can get into. But right now the focus is on just keeping the PuckLuck picks going solid. But with the pro package, you also have access to the player props and complete blog access. What you get on top of the pro with VIP is you're able to download our projections, which is huge if you're trying to work with your daily lineups. And you get complete fantasy access. So you get that line matchup tool, which will give you a big edge in stacks. All of the plans come with the underdog pick of the day, the PuckLuck pick of the day. The rookie plan, you get access to our morning primer blog, which gets you set for the day with all the betting edges. Literally show you the lines and the PuckLuck lines and where the edges are in the morning to get you set to focus in on what games to play in the morning and to watch throughout the day.
Okay, so give me one good reason why I should go VIP over pro.
You should go VIP over pro because you can download the projections, so you have the data to work with. So that way you can, whether you track it yourself or you work with some optimizer or something that you want to work with the numbers yourself, the downloadable projections are huge. And also that line matchup tool, which gives you the edge in DFS. And you get access to every single PuckLuck pick. When we launch our trends, we're going to do picks based off of the last 5 games, 10 games, 20 games. You will have complete access to our trends and the fades, which are the picks to stay away from.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so and again, and you can switch at any time, right? If I do pro and I want to switch because I'm not getting everything and I want to download stuff, right?
Yep. You can always switch.
Because I got that question. I think that's everything I got. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, it's probably player cards. I don't think I've gone to player cards yet.
Player cards are fun. Yeah,
player cards are fun.
They're yeah. No, yeah, that basically just shows the value of each player based on goal differential value. So you can see how good a player is.
Oh, you know what else I really liked?
At even strength and at their offense and defense. And
the player props in general, actually. The one thing I like about this is especially when you're trying to check for a goal prop, I think it's really, really useful. So
is it not working right now?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Try refreshing.
Let me go. Oh, pick of the day's up. Let's try this again. Let's try on a different page. Boom.
There you go.
There it is. So yeah, you just kind of go by team, which is not working because of you. I'm sure it's because of me. Well, Anaheim.
Yeah, it works for me.
Boston playing. What? Is my computer garbage? It works better on my phone. This is embarrassing. New computer tomorrow. I'm really getting frustrated. But yeah, a lot of good stuff on here. I'm gonna try to get these bets in though. I got to get 9 more lineups in, so I should really, really end this show in 30 before I run out of time and waste all my money. Any last minute? I have plenty of time. It's not even a concern. Is there anything before we go?
Nope. Just if you have any questions for regarding PuckLuck or the site, any questions with your subscription, anything like that, feel free to reach out. We're very approachable. DJ or I can answer questions on a lot of this stuff. I basically had the site and the money line, puck line, over under stuff, and all the subscriptions and creating the site and doing a lot of the work. So, but I'm available throughout the day. This is the only thing I do right now. So feel free to reach out to me, and if there's any suggestions or questions or anything, I'm available.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things. I'm not saying work in progress to be negative. I just mean that we want to build it towards everyone. We want to build together, what we're doing, what you're doing, everything.
Exactly.
So let us know. Mainly, I'm not always the person building anything. I'm just more of using it and telling people about it. But the thing that I've noticed, and again, I don't want to. If anyone's listening to this and this is not saying that anything you're doing is wrong. It's not saying that you aren't a good bettor. It's just if you're not using anything to check yourself, if you're not like, that's the thing is every day I go into a slate, I look at everything and I have some ideas in mind for what I want to do. If you aren't checking yourself with numbers, you're probably going to be paying Vegas more money than you should to place bets.
Exactly.
And like people ask me like, oh, like you only have a few bets on the games. What's going on? There's 11 games. And it's like, yeah, well, I'd rather put my money elsewhere. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to like, it's on a small slate. It's okay to fade it. But a lot of people that and these are people that, if you're listening to this, that there's a lot of people out there that are in this to make TikTok videos, and they're in this to just capture attention, and like they don't know what they're doing, and all of them are failing. I've seen multiple people just every day post, "I'm sorry" to my community. It's like they don't know what they're doing. So if you are sick and tired of being told by someone doing a TikTok dance what to bet and it's not working, it's probably because they don't know what they're doing at all. And I would check. This is working. It worked last year. It's working this year. Everyone that does it that I know that tell like this is amazing. I'm making money. It will test you. It will take you out of your comfort zone. You will place bets that you're going to place a bet on Vegas or anything you maybe don't feel good about. You don't want to do it, but you'll win more money. I'm telling you, like
you will. And this year so far, it's proven. If you have bet every single PuckLuck pick based on the suggested bet percentage and everything, the amount that you've invested in, you're returning 20% of that. So let's say you bet $1,000 all year on NHL games so far, you're returning 20% on that grand. So you're making a good amount of money already. And it's only the beginning. We're getting more data. Things are getting more accurate. And as we move throughout the year, everything gets updated. So I'm posting a bunch of bets right now. I'm probably going to post 2 big parlays. I'm not going to do a ton of ladders. That's probably a waste of money. And I got to do goals. So me and Matt always close with guaranteed goals. Why don't we do that as well? Why don't we both pick? Yeah, I don't know if you have anything up. So take a second if you need to. While we're doing that, I will grab me and Matt's guaranteed goals from the podcast. I went with Perron and JT Miller. I guess JT Miller has officially been stamped as my favorite play on the night. I think I have to say it because, boy, if I just continue to talk about how good JT Miller is, plus 170 isn't the best odds in the world. I might actually look on FanDuel. But I do really like Perron and JT Miller tonight in general. In DFS, they are amazing values. And I think that they're very easy to stack around. I also wouldn't be afraid to play Quinn Hughes. He hasn't really shown up on any props since his injury. I might have to reach out to DK and be like, where are you at? Because he's actually shooting. So I wouldn't be afraid, even if you're just doing a 2-man, to do JT Miller with a guy like, I just said his name, Quinn Hughes. But that's one guy, 190 over on FanDuel. Let's check if it's different. Like I said, always double check because plus 196, plus 190, plus 196. I like plus 196 more personally. Pays me more money. And like I said, sure. Perron, that one I feel strong about. That I mean, not saying that I don't feel strong about all of my picks and I do my best on all of them, but David Perron is actually pretty good. Plus 192, I think, is the best odds. Yeah, plus 182 or plus 186, of course. FanDuel, give me 2 different numbers. I'll take the better one. Do you have any guaranteed goals? What do you want from me? You want a long shot? Because I got a good long shot for you.
If you got a good long shot for me, I love a good long shot.
And it's guaranteed. I'm guaranteeing it.
Can I guess first? Can I guess?
Yeah, I guess.
Is it Sam Gagner?
No, but that's not bad.
That was the one. Okay, go.
I love me some Sam Gagner. I'm just trying to see if he's listed on here. I don't see any props listed on DK right now.
FanDuel has more normally. Give me the name.
Ilya Mikheyev.
Really?
On Vancouver.
Let me that feels like it should be listed. Like 310. Let's check if it's better though. 310. No, it's 310.
I have his goal odds at plus 110 today.
Okay. It's Mikheyev. I don't think we can unfortunately
value. That might be a little bit of a stretch, but still that there's definitely an edge there.
The only problem is we can't parlay it with JT Miller, but that's okay.
Right.
That'll just be a straight bet. Just be a nice little straight bet. Let's see if I can keep bets and slip. Reuse selections. Okay. And then remember, so Miller, Perron, and Matt, I got to be honest, it was actually hilarious. He originally picked the 2 players I picked correctly on Monday night and then pivoted because he realized they were both on back-to-backs, but stuck with RNH. And I do like the RNH call. Mm-hmm. I think that this is a guy that just, no matter what he does, no matter, he's playing with freaking Connor McDavid. Like, lest we forget, he's plus 320 tonight. He's plus 320. I just don't.
Yeah, I have him plus 142. I mean, that's obvious value right there.
I do not understand it, and I didn't understand it last night when he was plus like 250 against Washington.
Yep, I have
Bananas.
him and Panarin with the same exact odds to score tonight, despite what the sportsbooks might say. So
bananas. And then the other one Matt took was because he needed to go a little bit cheaper, Victor Olofsson. And that one, if you're a Sabres fan, you know he just scores goals. And let me tell you, he's playing a bad team. He's plus 220. I don't think that's great value. I don't think that's even like, but like he's the guy they want
plus
shooting
147 on PuckLuck. So
and it's actually plus 235. So it's 15 points better if you just scroll down on FanDuel, because for some reason they just love it. $20 in, 2,400 back when we get to 4. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't include Mikheyev with it, but that's okay.
I don't love his even strength line today, but I mean, he's a shooter. So
but look at the Sabres. They've spread the wealth. And if they're winning, they're just going to put him out there. And this guy also gets the empty net opportunities. He scored the empty net goal. Abba raining down from the heavens. If you did not hear it. And I will myself be at the game on Thursday for Eichel's return. So
are you going to boo him?
I don't really care. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, if you ask me, like, do I think Jack Eichel's like the nicest guy in the world? I'd say no. But if you ask me, like, if he's reprehensible, I'd also say no. I'm sure he's just like, I don't know. Like, I bet most of these guys like aren't the best to hang out with. Like, they don't want to hang out with you. So I'm guessing like he, whatever. It didn't work out. Whatever. I just don't care anymore. I probably won't boo. I probably will just enjoy hockey because I enjoy hockey. We went way too long. I've now really cut myself out. We're going to, hang it up. I'm going to post the video so people can rewatch it. Although none of this really carries over after like 30 minutes, but if they want to watch it, they can. I had people that were like, record it because I might watch it later. I was like, whatever you want to do with your life. Okay. So PuckLuck.com. Use promo code, what for Underdog for you?
PuckLuck.
Okay, PuckLuck. So if you want to use that, use it. Underdog, fantasy. I just love the interface, and I know people love Prize Picks too. I like the interface more. Prize Picks, better unders. We'll get to that later. Okay, see ya.